everyone, and once again, welcome back to the DSA with DAX. It is myself, Dax Patel, and today we're gonna solve question number 349. It's basically intersection of two arrays. Okay, and this is the DSA series where you can learn DSA, how to solve questions, how to think about approach, and each and everything about DSA. Okay, and yesterday we solved question number 169. It's basically majority element question where we are checking for that an element is repeating like higher than half of the length. Okay, so you can check out the yesterday's video, link in I button if you not watch yesterday's video. So firstly I'll explain questions, after that we see examples and working of it, and then we discuss about all possible approaches, and after that we move to the code. After writing code we can discuss about time and space complexity, and at the end we can see tomorrow's questions basic explanations. So let's start with question explanation. So given two integers array nums1 and nums2. Okay, you have given two integers array where each and every array's value consists of integers. Return an array. Okay, you have to return an entire array of their intersection. Okay, you have to take an entire new array of intersection, which means your both array has intersecting at a point. You have to find that and return an entire array. Each element in the result must be unique. Okay, and you may return the result in any order. So they give us freedom to write in any order, but they give us one more condition: to each and every element in result array. Okay, which array we are gonna return, in that array each and every element should be unique. Okay, so like that in nums1 array you have value of 1 2 3 4 4. Okay, in num2 you have value 2 3 4 4. So your intersection becomes 2 3 4 4. Okay, 4 comes twice, but in the result array you only have consist 2 3 4, and you have to return that 2 3 4, not twice time 4. Okay, so I hope you got clear about that part. So now we'll move to the example. So basically example one, it's basically same as I said, try to saying is in nums1 you have 1 2 2 1, and nums2 2 2. So your output becomes 2. Okay, intersection of that here is twice of 2, and here is also twice of 2, but you have to take only one, so you can output becomes 2. Okay, and here we can see that 495. Okay, and here 94. Okay, and no 5, so we can use it 9. We can write it 94 or 49. Okay, you can write in any order, it will accept it. Okay, so now we see the conditions. So nums1 dot length is greater or equal to 1, nums2 dot length less than or equal to 1000. So for nums1, it's if value is greater than 1 or equal to 1, and nums2 dot length is less than or equal to 1000. Okay, so nums1 of I is greater than or equal to 0, and nums2 of I is greater less than or equal to 1000. Okay, so I hope you got clear about the question and example and its condition. So now we move to the approaches part of the question. Which approaches are possible for. So for this question currently we can do that, take an new result array. Okay, and in that array we can store each and every value after checking, and also inside that we can take one variable to store like is there the current value is already in array or not. If already in array, skip that part and break the rule, and we can move to the next. Okay, so this becomes little bit worse. Okay, according you can check for this approach, time and space complexity becomes like too much. Okay, we gonna we write this question and later on discuss about time and space complexity for this code also. And one more we can do that, we use some inbuilt function. Okay, So already we learned many inbuilt function like push and pop and okay. So like that one inbuilt function is index of, we can use that, and after that we can try to solve this question. Okay, so we write with the first simple approach. Okay, like for loops and one more array result. Okay, so start with that approach. So let result equal to empty array. Okay, after that for loop, let I equal to 0, I is less than nums1 dot length. Okay, I plus plus, let current equal to nums1 of I. Okay, one more for loop we have to take for nums2, let j is equal to 0, j is less than nums2 dot length j plus plus. Okay, here we can check one if conditions. If current equal to num of j. Okay, where current is equal to num 2 dot j. So let ILR result already in. Okay, it's basically already in result. Okay, variable name I'll compile and where it's false. Okay, so currently we take is it's false. Okay, now we want again one more for loop. Okay, so let k is equal to 0, k is less than of result dot length. Okay, result dot length k plus plus. Okay, k plus plus if result of k triple equal to current. Okay, if the result of k is equal to current, ALR result, which is like a boolean, we can convert it to true. Okay, and break this for loop because we won't need this for further, so break this for loop. Okay, but now whatever we have to do is, we have to go back after this for loop, and if okay, if our ALR result, so result dot push current. Okay, I hope you got clear about these questions. And after that again we have to break this loop. So break, and then we can return result. Okay, now I'll run this code. Okay, so you can clearly see that our answer is accepted, where we use triple loop, nested triple loop. Okay, I'll submit this question like because we can check the multiple Leetcode test cases. So you can clearly see that our test cases are accepted, all 57 test cases. Okay, so this is our first approach. Okay, so it's a little bit weird if you can see that it's look like complicated, but we use it simple things. Okay, just you can check out once so you can understand this is not a rocket science, it's simple. So now we move out to our two end approach, inbuilt function based. Again, okay, in this approach also we need an one like result array to return an entire array. Okay, and one for loop, let I equal to 0, I is less than nums1 dot length. Okay, I plus plus. Okay, so if our num2 index, okay, of nums 1 of I. Okay, triple equal to -1. So here we want to take one more if else condition. Okay, let me clear this thing for you. Like I think we didn't learn index of inbuilt function basically check to use is there this nums2 value is exist in this nums of I. Okay, nums1 of I. Okay, and it will check for entire like one value to the entire array, like nums1 of I value is exist in nums2, it will return the index of that. Okay, but in case it will not exist in our like array, so it will return -1 if one array is with 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, you're finding 50 in that array. If you use index of and it won't find 50 value, it will return -1. So we are taking that in case this nums1 of I will not exist in nums2. Okay, so it will return -1. So after that this result don't exist, so we can use one more loop, resu result. Okay, dot index of. Okay, now we are taking a results index of. Okay, nums 1 of I again with nums1 of I. Okay, now it also will check with -1. Okay, for this case also, and if here it's also don't exist, so is result dot push nums. Okay, 1 of I. I hope you were clear about this part. So at the end we have completed each and everything. Okay, we just checking for if this number is exist. Not exist, we can directly push it to the our result array. Okay, and in result array we just checking it and returning it. Okay, so I think it and everything is correct. So we'll run test cases. Okay, it's basically runtime error. Okay, here are problem. Now it has to be submit. Wait, we have to check. It will show us wrong answer error. Okay, so our answer is wrong coming. Okay, we forgot something here. So like we have to check like this index won't be equal to -1. We have to take not equal to -1 each and every time. Index has to exist. Whenever index has to exist, we can use this. Okay, so like that. Now it has to be like. So you can see that our this cases are accepted. We mistake here to like check we wrong condition we inputted. Like whenever our nums of one sorry nums ones of I value exists. Okay, in nums2 we are going to this condition. Okay, like in case there is anything possible in this, we have to check like you can clearly understand with this. If one we test with two, like we taking one value and checking with entire array if one is exist, no, like so we move to the next. If two, okay, for now the two will return 0 and 1. Okay, so it won't return -1 because if there is not exist anything, it will return -1. But here it can return 0 and 1. Again, 0 and 1 is not equal to -1. So we move to this loop, and this loop checks of if results array is exist with this value or not. Like first time you can compare with 2, okay, that's fine. After that, whenever second index 2 comes, here is also 2 come. So first if conditions pass, okay, but here in second if condition it will check in result array, oh that's already exists, so it will skip from here. Okay, so this is our second approach, a smaller approach and based on inbuilt function. I'll now submit this question. So you can see that this answer is also accepted. So this is the today's two approaches. Okay, now we are discussing about today's questions, time and space complexity. So firstly we can see that time complexity for this part, okay, it becomes an order of n into m plus r. Okay, so for nums 1 we have length n, okay, for nums 2 we are taking length m, okay, so we are using like nested loop due to index of m, so it becomes n into m, and for result array we are just taking in if else conditions, not checking for each and every like cases, so it will become plus r whether in some condition exist in our like this condition is exist, then afterward we are taking this result check, so it will only add, okay, so it will become order of n into m plus r, time complexity for this, and space complexity is becomes order of r. Okay, why order of r? Because our result array is not fixed value of like in nums1 as same as in nums2, it says new intersection array, so the length is already depends upon length of it. Okay, so it becomes order of r, and for first approach of us, for their space complexity is also order of r, but time complexity for that we are taking nested loops, first loop, second loop and third loop, so for that time complexity becomes order of n into m into r. N is the length of nums1, m is the length of nums2, and r is the length of the result array. Okay, so for that approach we are like it's the greatest time complexity. For this approach we have least time complexity, and space complexity remains same for both cases. Okay, so I hope you got clear about this time and space complexity. So now we move to the tomorrow's question. Okay, so tomorrow we gonna solve question number 136, single number. Okay, this one. Okay, this one number we gonna solve tomorrow. Given a non-empty array of integers. Okay, you are given an array of non-integer nums. Every element appears twice except for one. Okay, find that single one. You must implement a solution with a linear runtime complexity and use only constant extra spaces. Okay, so you must implement a solution with a linear runtime complexity. So you have to use linear like time complexity, and for space complexity you can only use extra spaces, not like entire extra arrays and like that. Okay, and the question is basically depends upon you have to find the element which can't be repeated. Okay, so you can do this question by simple taking if and else conditions. Here we can see this example 4 1 2 1 2. So here is 4 is only comes 1, so you have to return that. Okay, conditions, nums dot length is between 1 to 3 into 10 to the power 4. Okay, and nums of 1 is minus 3 into 10 to the power 4 to 3 into 10 to the power 4. Okay, it's a very wide range, you have to prepare for that. Each element in the array appears twice except for one element which appears only once. Okay, so this is a simple question. You can try this question by yourself. Okay, and after solving this question, just post it on LinkedIn and Twitter and mention me. Okay, and if you can't solve this question, okay, we will solve this question in tomorrow's video. You can come and check out the tomorrow's video. And if you not started yet DSA with the series, you can start DSA series. Link in I button from day one, where I'll explain it each and everything about series. Okay, and stay consistent to learn DSA and to master DSA. Okay, Thanks for watching the video. Meet on tomorrow's video.